Icest.
No.
Terminate this man.
Shut the fuck up and suck my dick.
No,
Why did he turn Mexican? I mean, what?
Mexican?
Pablo Española.
How's this man 20?
Every time, like when I say something not normal, he said always the same thing. This guy at 20 years old,
I mean,
and soon he's always like,
Solely.
this man living just next to me, I'm scared.
Aren't you 16 or 17?
Holy crap, you're 4! I'm 14, what the hell?
You know it's a Woogi level when you see my new hard level in the title.
You know that it's also Woogi level when he calls it not that hard, even though it's actually hard.
It's not that hard, you can do it.
It was top 10 when it was released.
And it could have
Top
been even
11.
higher considering it was nerfed. I remember when he and Koreacore were doing the previews for Libertas, and they had b s d j. I was following that for like a year, and I'm just like, poggers. And when I knew Koreacore was in it, I'm just like, holy crap, because those two are like a dynamic duo. Oh yeah, I was off in my 10 minutes.
It gives me PTSD. Gaming PTSD.
I don't like this. I don't like
GG.
this.
And now the internet can hear me say, hi, I'm Zest.
Wait.
I like ponies.
Beat it?
Wait, he did.
Why did it have to be that attempt,
Gee, my god,
Wait,
man.
what's the
Person.
It had to be the attempt I said that, didn't it?
Subscribe to Reggie. Subscribe to Reggie.
God.
Whatever. I mean, at least you beat it.
I am Zest, and I like that. Put GG at this point.
I was trying to go too funny with that.
Just stop making long comments. Just put GG.
Yeah. Honestly,
Block Woogi.
so that was Retention by Woogi. It was once one of the hardest extremes upon its 2.0 release, but is now considered a somewhat easier extreme demon. Like with Woogi's other levels, the use of color makes the level feel truly alive, whilst the core block designs showcase its understanding of block decoration chemistry. The first section at 0 to 12% is a somewhat misleading introduction to the level, foreshadowing how somewhat unbalanced some of the sections are. The first couple timings are pretty difficult to get down, however leading to some more lenient and simple timings. The decoration features a couple of movements, some that try to trick the player, whilst others are simply to make the level feel more alive. The purple and blue color scheme also help to make the level feel more inviting due to the calming nature of them, along with the music being a very simple melody at this point. The 12 to 29% section shares a similar trait to the first section, with a ship segment somewhat reminiscent to Ice Carbon Diablo X with the diagonal ship section. Yet again, it eases out with slightly more lenient gameplay sections. It's mostly sync-based gameplay with timings that give a little room for error, so the player never feels truly punished for failing. The color scheme of the part being mostly grey, with some slow, colourful pulses of the glow to make the part feel epic to play through, along with the music building up a little more that really ties in well with the gameplay. The 29 to 40% section is a little more technically challenging in the ways of timings, introducing some more fakes that may take a little more time to figure out compared to the first section. The teleports are a little jarring to get used to, but eventually feel almost normal to execute. The timings are a little more difficult than the previous sections, so it will take a little more practice to get consistent at. As for the colors, the block design and background flash a red, green, then blue, which could be interpreted as a ready, set, go sort of vibe just before the drop to get the player pumped up. The dual drop at 45% is what turns a lot of people off from wanting to beat the level. However, with a little practice, it shouldn't be too difficult to do. The first duel is mainly focusing on the UFO, then the wave, and the transition into it may take some getting used to. The second duel is probably the easiest of the 4, where you simply remember a pattern of 5 taps followed by another 2, which are all pretty light, but feels epic to do. The third duel is the hardest of the 4 if you're on a higher refresh rate than 60, as you'll have to time the second purple orb of the cube rather than being able to buffer it. The fourth and final duel of the section is focusing on the ball primarily, making sure to time the green orb correctly. Concerning colors, they tend to stick to similar colors for each duel, before switching to some more contrasting colors than the duel just before, such as going from the reds and pinks of the first duel to the greens and yellows of the second. The 61 to 80% drop, which I consider the second drop out of 3, starts off with the most difficult timing in the level in the form of the blue orb at 62%, before becoming one of the easiest sections of the level. There is a little memory involved, as there are multiple fake orbs and teleports littered throughout the part, whereas some orb paths may be easier than others. The color scheme of the second drop cycles through the rainbow at a quicker pace than the first drop, making it feel a little more intense, along with the music also having built up as well. The gameplay constantly changing height throughout the part also makes it feel a bit more chaotic than the previous sections, sort of playing into a placebo to make it feel more difficult than it really is. The third and final drop at 80% is a pretty mixed bag, with some of the most difficult ship gameplay, along with some of the hardest timings in the level. There's a whole range of gameplay used, going from a ship to a duel to a ball and UFO before ending as a cube, almost embodying the entirety of the level into an epic finale. The color is now cycled through the whole spectrum smoothly, making the part feel more completed and tied together. The song has an additional echoing melody above what was already there, pitching up and down and spurring the player on, whilst the star in the background provides a light that the player is almost chasing after, victory being within reach. Overall, I would highly recommend this level to anyone that has beaten their first extreme or two that are wanting to take it to the next level. The vibe of the level, colors, music, and decoration make it to be my favorite level I've played over 5 years, and despite being made in 2.0, nearly 4 years ago, still stands the test of time as a well-decorated level, a perfect example of core, and a showcase of what Woogi can do at his best. Sorry for the long break between videos, I'm mostly reliant on the weather not being too warm to make playing uncomfortable, and I've been taking to other games as well as of late. Erebus streams are still going on, and I have a video coming up in a few days that I'm particularly excited to upload. I'm also planning on getting around to making the Q&A video very soon as well. So if there's anything you've wanted to ask me, you can find it in the bottom of my community tab. I'll be sure to answer as many as I can. Hope you're all staying safe during these trying times. Thanks again for watching, spread some love, make the world a better place.